What's up, boys? Let's talk about some Warhammer. So today we're going to be going over the top 3 best data slate changes in the Ork's 10th edition codex. That's right, I'm going to be personally talking about what I think is the best physical data slate changes that the Ork Codex had to offer, and how these data slates are basically going to become extremely competitive. Like, I mean extremely competitive, especially in some specific detachments that they're placed in. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump straight into it with the very first data slate change I think is the most competitively viable one you could possibly take in terms of scoring. Now, first one's going to be Boss Snikrot, the ghost himself, the Blood Axis leader. We love Snikrot, and now he's a lone operative. He is a lone operative. Boss Snikrot is finally a lone operative. It's like GW have been literally edging him with the ability to be a lone operative for so long, and finally he's a lone operative. So as we can see, Boss Snikrot is now a lone operative. Now, if you don't know what lone operative means, basically it means that the character cannot be shot within 12 inches. Unless you're in within 12 inches, the character cannot be shot by any shooting gun possible in the game. Meaning that his teleport plus infiltrator now gives us a strong infiltrator choice as whole. Now, before we had great infiltrator choices. Sure, we had alright. We had the Commandos and Snikrot, or the Commandos and Snikrot together. The Commandos and Snikrot together were too expensive. Snikrot, nice, but he would eventually die because he's only one character. And the Commandos were just way too expensive, being 135 points for a lock choice of 10. But now we have a solo running Snikrot who has lone operative and can now score those maybe potential 30, 50, 60 points while being a lone operative. Meaning his teleportation for maybe assassination, or for investigate signals, or for deploy teleport armors, things like that, now become 10 times easier for you to perform with because of that lone operative ability, meaning he cannot be shot. So suddenly your enemy has to either put too many resources into Snikrot to kill him, or place a character in a way that positions you to be able to do more damage to the character than them, in terms of them doing damage to Snikrot. So ultimately it's a win-win either way. Snikrot either scores way too much for you or forces your enemies to do something that they don't want to do. Snikrot, personally, I think this is awesome. Finally, lone operative. He's going in every detachment. This guy is literally one of the main scoring parts of the Orks now, especially with lone operative. So I swear this guy's going to be in every single detachment. Doesn't matter what. I'm running the big hunt detachment, and he's in my list. That's how much you know. Even speed freaks to a certain extent, he's going in your list. Along with Storm Boys, along with Gretchens, he's now one of the top 3 scoring units in the options for Ork. So ultimately, love Snikrot, should be in the list. This change of lone operative is amazing. Personally, I think it should be in every list. Now, who's going to be next? Next is Gazo. Gazo, the biggest and the baddest Ork we know. The leader of the Orks himself. He's been gone for so long. The biggest and the baddest has been Mozrok for so long. But what's that? Gazo's come back in. Gazo's come back in with a few little changes and a massive detachment, basically just made for him, made for his position in the Ork, to lead the Orks. Now, why is Gazo back? What's happened? What's changed? Well, first of all, Gazo has gotten a couple of changes to his own data slate. First of all, he's gotten the Gork's Claw has become now a strike and sweep attack instead of just his 6 attacks. Like before, it was annoying because just being 6 attacks, if you're going up against something that could save a lot of those, if they don't land properly, sure, sustain hits was nice, but you end up only really getting 3 off, and then being strength 14 is nice, having AP3 is nice, and doing damage 4 is also nice. But all that put together, having only 6 attacks, 7 attacks in the Waaagh, maybe 8 or 9 if you get sustained hits off with the Waaagh tribe detachment, or the War tribe detachment, whatever it's called now. That's, it was nice, but it had its own downsides. Now, what Gazo's come with a sweep attack. Suddenly he's got more options. Now, it doesn't really change the whole situation because it's just more attacks. It was not more attacks. It's just more ways to attack. But having that more ways to attack just means Gazo's more open to different things. If an enemy's really good at saving certain hit rolls, he can just perform in the situation better. He's not locked into a certain area. He just has a strike and sweep ability, which is nice, and he should, because almost every single Primarch-ish thing has a strike and sweep attack. I don't know why he didn't have one since now, but hey, that GW is GW, whatever. Now he gives Mega Knobs critical hits on 5s along with a -1 hit and -1 to wound ability. So he's basically just gotten more, meaning his lethal hits, which we'll be getting 2 of in the Bully Boys, is giving critical hits on 5s to Mega Knobs. That's right, to Mega Knobs. So suddenly, you're taking, in the Bully Boys, you're taking your 6-man, your 5-mans with Gazo, they're all getting that -5 to hit, and with the freaking Mega Knob's new ability to have that Feel No Pain, killing Gazo is going to become 10 times harder, especially in the Bully Boys, which gives you 2 Waaghs. So that's 2 times you got to try and kill Gazo in the 5 turns you have to actually win the game. I'm just saying, Gazo in the Bully Boys with the Mega Knob combo has become a beast to deal with. So I think Gazo is going to fit so perfectly in almost every single Bully Boy attachment list, and even so, in every list. Gazo is going to be running around with 5 Mega Knobs almost in every list. I'm trying to find a way to add Gazo to my list, to my The Hunt list, because he's just that good now. He gives Mega Knobs such an amazing ability, and with Mega Knobs having a Feel No Pain Waaagh, it's just so much harder to kill Gazo now that his lethal hit actually works beautifully. So keep in mind that Gazo is back, and with Mozrog and, well, actually that's a spoiler for next one, so I think it's important that you understand that Gazo is amazing, and he's now the biggest and baddest. But why is he the biggest and baddest now? Wasn't there Mozrog and Beast Boss? Now, what I spoiled before, but guess who's next? That's right, it's gonna be the Squig Riders. That's who's next. That's who's coming up, the Squig Riders. By the way, I also know they're called Squig Boys. I was simply just referring to the whole collection of Mozrog, Scragbad, Beast Boss and Squigosaur, and the Squig Boys, but I didn't want to refer to all of them because, frankly, I'm a lazy bastard. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Units you see around, walking around. But these were the main units. The Squig Riders were the main units. But something's happened to this group of individuals. You see, Mozrog and the Beast Boss, Beast Boss and Squigosaur, have now basically been de-ranked. They've been positioned, or however Orc lingo would be. They've been dull removed, and they're now leading the Squig Boys. But they've become a bit worse. Mozrog's now T8, so is Beast Boss and Squigosaur, and they basically just lost a couple of wounds and toughness in exchange for being able to lead the I had a mind blank. What are they called? Squig Boys. I just talked about them. Anyway, the point is that you're now going to be able to lead them, but that's not it. They all give buffs. So first of all, Mozrog gives the fight on death on 4 ups, which is not bad, and the Beast Boss on Squigosaur gives a +1 to charge, and they are now led in 4 to 8 squads, and the knob on Smasher Squig is no longer in existence, and he just acts as a sergeant now, although his big chopper is now in kind of like the index of the Squig Boys. These guys were devastating before the codex came out. Now, whew, they're even better. They're even worse. They're even more amazing. And they're just incredible. Now, yes, they're going to be like 300 points for the whole squad, not including Mozrog or Beast Boss and Squigosaur. But these guys is where it's going to be going. If you're looking at, this is the most anti-tank, anti-vehicle, anti-monster, anti-eliminato squad in the Ork Codex right now. Beast Boss on Squigosaur, +1 charge, Mozrog, anything, fire and death on 4 ups, Dreadnoughts. You run into a Knights list with these guys, the Knights are going to have a horrible time trying to walk around them when you've got this much power on you. Trust me, these guys have gone from like a 9.5 out of 10 to like a 9.9 out of 10. The only thing that's wrong with them is like there are a billion points to take, but that's besides the point. The Squig Riders have now become an absolute amazing, fantastic unit that is literally devastating in so many lists. But there's a downside, like I've said before, they're 300 points, not including Beast Boss or Mozrog. So, they just, like, you know, they're not going to be taken in every list, besides on my list, which is going to have the max amount of possible, because what kind of the Hunt list revolves around. Things like the Bully Boys, things like the Green Tie, or not even the Green Tie, more the Bully Boys are going to take them for the Beast Boss having the Warboss keyword, gives it onto them, gives them the 2 Waaghs, fair enough, but you're not going to see, like, 3-man squads running around with them. It's going to be 1, but in the Hunt attachment, these guys are devastating. So honestly, these guys have become, like, the best anti-vehicle, anti-monster thing that, that the Codex is supposed to offer, and with Mozrog, Scragbag, and Beast Boss Squigosaur taking a massive step back, no longer being solo run units and having to run with Squig Boys, yeah, Gazo's stepped up and is now the leader of the Orcs once more. So, yeah, that's everything. That's the 3 best units. First of all, we got Snikrot coming in with a lone operative being like the best scoring potential you possibly have. We've got Gazo coming in, finally being the leader of the Orcs like he's supposed to be. God, Jesus. He's finally come in, now is obliterating, now is pretty much almost a must-take in every list if you have the points to deal with him, obviously, mainly in the Bully Boys, and the Squig Riders, whose entire combination of Mozrog, Beast Boss, and Squigosaur, and like the 8 Squig Boys, or the 6 Squig boys and the 2 sergeants you're going to be taking are devastating to any vehicle they walk in, and are ultimately just an absolute pain to deal with in the bully boys, the hunt, and maybe even the green tide if you know how to use them correctly, and some absolutely brainiac genius figures out how to do it within the next couple of months. But that's it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Honestly, I'm super excited for the Ork Codex. If you want to see a couple more videos of me talking about this kind of things, I really enjoy doing it. So, do all the YouTube stuff, do all the cool things, make the algorithm like me, and hope to catch you in the next one.